Good evening, and thank you for coming to the 2019-2020 Title I Stakeholders Input Meeting. My name is Mrs. Charles, and I'm an Instructional Support Specialist here at Stone Mountain High School, and I'm also the Title I Liaison for this school year.
Hello, my name is Emerson Allen. I'm the Assistant Principal of Instruction.
Hello, I'm Dr. John, your proud principal.
Okay, so everyone has received an agenda on paper, and so right now we're just going to go over what we're going to be covering, and that is everything about Title I. First, we'll do an overview of what Title I is and what it means to be a Title I school. We will also be reviewing what is parent and family engagement, and we will thoroughly go over our continuous school improvement plan. After we go over the school improvement plan, we will discuss parent and family engagement documents. Next slide. And we will also go over some of our building capacity for school staff and parents, as well as developing the school family compact. Title I Part A is part of the Elementary and Secondary Act of 1965 as amended by the Every Student Succeeds Act, also known as ESSA. This act provides federal funds through the Georgia Department of Education to local educational agencies and public schools with high numbers or percentages of low-income children to help ensure that all children meet challenging state academic content and student academic achievement standards. What does it mean to be a Title I school? Our school will receive federal funds based on our poverty percentage and school population. These funds are utilized for the most academically at-risk students to support school efforts tied to challenging state academic standards, to reinforce and enhance efforts to improve teaching and learning for students. Title I programs are based on effective means of improving student academic achievement and to include strategies to support parent and family engagement. What is parent and family engagement? Parent engagement is an ongoing process that increases active participation, communication, and collaboration between parents, schools, and communities. So basically, we're looking at bridging that gap between school and home. The school-wide Title I program that basically focuses on what we're going to be doing this school year to help our students at Stone Mountain High School succeed. Right now we're located in our professional learning room, and it's a good space to be in because this space represents our priority areas. Stone Mountain High School will increase student EOC scores by 3% in all content areas. In order to do this, Stone Mountain High School will focus on 3 main priority areas. The first one is literacy across the curriculum. And as you can see over here, we have on display visual literacy. We'll also be using disciplinary literacy. Our second step is math, in which we will be utilizing Polier's 4-step problem solving. And lastly, our priority area is improving school climate. We have 3 tasks for improving school climate: attendance, decreasing the amount of discipline referrals, and building school-to-home connections. The school-wide Title I budget also discusses our budget priorities. As DeKalb County School District continues the Digital Dreamers Initiative through supplying all students with technology, Stone Mountain High School will build upon this initiative by allocating funds for the purchase of online computer software that will be used to enhance instruction at home and at school. We are proud to say that we have, in the process, already purchased Edgenuity, which will help all of our students with our first goal, which is increasing student progress and passing scores for the EOC. We will also be purchasing Reading Plus, which will help our students improve their Lexile scores and build their comprehension skills. Our second online computer software is iExcel, which is a math online software program that will help our students improve upon their math talks and learning how to answer those short constructed responses for math problem equations. We will also be purchasing Newsella, which will help us with cross-curriculum differentiated text, as well as helping students build their lexile levels as well. And lastly, we have USA Test Prep, it goes back to our first task, which is increasing the Georgia milestone by 3%. So we'll help them prepare and get used to those questions that they will have at the end of the year when they take their EOC. So all of these online computer software programs will help build our academic progress across the board in our non-EOC as well as our EOC tested subjects. Next slide. Parent-family engagement. In order to improve school-to-home connections, money has been allocated for a parent liaison this school year. And this is amazing because a parent liaison is needed, again, to build that school-to-home connection. Someone who's a member of the community and somebody who has the time and the ability to communicate with our parents and the school so that way we can have more engaging activities for our parents. If our parents are aware of what's going on in the school, then we hope to improve our engagement, and our students will also be more aware of what's going on in the community as well as the school. The parent liaison will help the school communicate with parents in the community on events that are occurring at the school and outside of the school for events. If you guys could take a moment to look at your feedback form, it's this form right here, and just jot down some suggestions that you have for our CSIP, the Continuous School Improvement Plan. We just got finished going over all of our 3 priority areas. Again, literacy across the curriculum, math, and school climate, and then jot down some suggestions that you have for parent-family engagement on the sheet. We'll just take a moment to do that. Your input does matter. Okay, so as you continue to write your suggestions, we're just going to talk a little bit more about parent and family engagement, specifically the budget. Parents and families must have input on how Title I works. Why? Because it's federal money, and second, it's important for the families to know in the community what's going on in the school and what's happening with that money. So your feedback is needed on how we can support you and how those funds can support the needs that you feel as though your students need, okay? Now, some schools use their funds for technology resources, additional supplies and materials for the parent resource room, such as books or educational games for parents and families to check out, as well as parent-involved trainings and workshops. Again, what we would like to use some of that money for PFE, parent-family engagement, is that parent liaison, someone who can communicate on a consistent basis with the parents in our community. Again, what suggestions do you have on how we can increase parent and family engagement and use our funds to support these strategies? So again, on that feedback form, just write down any suggestions or ideas that you have. The purpose of the school parent and family engagement policy is to establish the school's expectations for family engagement and describes how the school will implement a number of specific parent engagement activities. The parent and family engagement policy has several components that must be clearly defined. And the policy is this form right here. It's one of the longer packs. It's 3 pages long, and it goes over everything that we plan to do this school year for the students at Stone Mountain High School. It goes over our goals. It goes over when we will be holding our annual title meeting. It goes over our school parent compact, the reservation of funds, as well as discretionary policy components. So just take a moment to look over that policy. Using the current school parent and family engagement policy, write down on the feedback form given to you what suggestions you have for us to consider when we update for the 2019-2020 school year. So what suggestions do you have for us to put on that policy for this school year? Just write down your suggestions on that feedback form. Now we're going to be discussing the school pact, the school compact, and that's this trifold right here. So the purpose of the school family compact is to form an agreement that parents, students, and teachers develop together. It explains how parents and teachers work together to ensure all students receive the individual support they need to reach and exceed grade level academic standards. So we're going to take a look at the compact, and again on that feedback form, if you see anything that you think we need to change, if you have any suggestions, go ahead and write those on the feedback form. What's special to note is in the middle section on the back of the compact, we have some activities to build partnerships with people in the community, as well as some workshops for our parents, so that way they're more engaged. If you have any suggestions as to workshops that you feel as though we need here at the school for parents, just go ahead and write those down. It could be something as simple as possibly a workshop for ESOL. It could be a workshop for maybe college and career readiness, or it could be something as simple as attendance. Maybe you want a workshop for attendance, or you want to learn more about Infinite Campus. Just go ahead and jot that down on the feedback form, whatever suggestions you have. Now we're going to talk about building capacity for school staff. The purpose of building capacity of school staff is to educate teachers, support personnel, principals, and other school leaders and staff with the assistance of addressing the value of parents. Building staff capacity will address how to work with parents as equal partners, how to implement and coordinate parent programs, and build ties between parents and the school. How do we increase parent and family participation in developing and providing workshops for our staff? What parent and family engagement topics would you like to develop with the faculty and staff to be a part of their professional development? So think about those two questions. And then using the feedback form, provide your input regarding building capacity for school staff and parents. As a group of stakeholders, select the date and time for the 2019-2020 annual Title I meeting. Now, the annual Title I meeting must occur prior to Friday, September 27, 2019. The suggested date that we have is September 19, 2019, which happens to be the same date as curriculum night. We already know that some parents are going to be here, and there are going to be other events going on. So that's the suggested date. Does anybody else have a suggested date for the Title I annual meeting? So do we all agree with September 19, 2019? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for attending the Title I Input Stakeholders meeting. If you would like to contact us, you can at our address, and you can also reach out to our principal, Dr. Wisling John, and you can also call, or you can go on our website as well. Thank you so much. Have a good night.